Bird gang. This your boy Hype Fan Jersey, all right? Now tune into Hot Fan Eagles. Yo, man, I don't know what to say right now, man. I'm right now. I'm just type speechless. I was speechless by watching the game. I kind of, I ain't gonna lie, kind of turned it off a little bit towards the end. It was just like I did not like what I saw on both sides of the field. Um, I mean, two hats off to the Buccaneers. They seem like they are doing their thing this year. Baker Mayfield is balling. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. That defense is pretty it's solid. Yeah, like it was one of those games that I didn't expect that I thought coming off of the Saints game, um, that we was gonna have, we gonna learn and mix it up with some new type of offensive schemes and plays that we was gonna like get in. But I mostly thought I saw more into this defense, like because you know me, I'm big on this defense, and like when I saw on the Saints, I thought that was like an opening onto the defense, and I kind of thought they was gonna do enough to get at Baker Mayfield, and Vic Fangio was going to play the same type of game like he played against the Saints. Like, but it just looked like Vic Fangio went back to the same old styling of playing soft coverage and 4-man front. Like, like that's that's he went back to that, which I don't understand because that when we play against the Saints, he had a 5-man, mix it up once in a while with six, but he had a 5-man up there. He he gave that line more help to get at Carr. Like, for some reason, I don't know why he went away for that with a 4-man front. He played too much soft coverage, like too much soft coverage. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm like, yo, Vic, like, bring him up, like, put like get a little bit more physical. Like, we're not we don't have defensive players that have the IQ to cover and pick up on a lot of stuff. If we don't have that, then right now in this thing, let's play physical. Let's get up in their face, jam them on the line. Let's put that pressure on them to give our defensive line some time to get at the quarterback. Because if we don't do that, we cannot trust our secondary to hold out on these receivers. We can't. Like, if our defensive line do not put pressure on, we are cooked. Like, we are cooked, and that's just a fact. You see it time and time and time, each and every game, how our defense get cooked when our defensive linemen, how our secondary get cooked when our defensive linemen don't get in there. And like, since we gotta always rely on our defensive linemen to get into the quarterback and put pressure, then we need to put at least a 5-man to 6-man front up there. Like, we got to at least come up to put that pressure. I think he's get too scared of these guys getting torched and getting big plays on us downfield, which I understand. I get it. But at the same time, like, you got to give and take. You can't keep trying to defend the back and all they doing is moving a chain on you. Like, all they doing is moving chain on your defense, getting 5 to 6 yards, then getting another 5 to 6 yards. Why? Because you so busy trying to protect the backfield of them getting explosive plays. They taking what you giving them and they moving downfield and they running it and they building momentum. And now that they are doing this and they building momentum, you tiring our linemen out, like, and that's what it is. Like, oh, we got Cole. Cade McDonald said Hurst is cheap, just cheats. It's that simple. Second in turnovers this year and first in turnovers so far this year. Hell, Danny Jones has shown to be more efficient statistically this year thus far. I mean, I can't know, to be honest. At this moment of this year, I can't so much defend that type of aspect when it comes to Hurts. I just can't. Like, you coming into this pod, we are non-biased. We criticize the team. We not going to defend whatever. Real is real, and that's what it is. Like, I can't really defend that. Like, why? Because that speaks. He has been turning it over. Like, every game, he got a turnover. Like, so I get that. But at the same time, I just don't like people focus on that much on that aspect because there's a lot of games that Hurts have come in the clutch, despite his turnovers. Like, even though he had those turnovers in the other games, he also had good passes and a good clutch plays that allow us to win the game. Doesn't mean that those turnovers is not helping. No, not at all. Hurts can't read the field, and it's a problem. I mean, he Hurts do a lot of reads, but sometimes he do get like that. Some of his reads you do be iffy, but he do a lot of great reads too. And I think that's a lot of time a lot of people forget of a lot of pre-snaps that he does, and he get that ball. He does a lot of good reads, but some reads do scratch your heads and feel like what is he looking at? But it doesn't help. It doesn't help when you got Kellen Moore that's not consistent in play calling. You got Nick Sirianni just not making the right decision as a coach. So like all that pressure does not help on a quarterback when you're dealing with an inconsistent coordinator. Like, don't get me wrong, Kellen Moore is way more better than Brian Johnson. Way more better than Brian Johnson. Like, it's no comparison. He is big. It is a step up that we see some difference in this offense with Kellen Moore, but at the same time, we still need that more of consistency in his play calling because a lot of things he are play calling is really iffy. Like, the stuff that the it's just like he randomly throwing plays. It's like he's just throwing out passing plays, passing, then he'll run it when he want to run it. Then he's like, yo, yeah, it's no mixing up to the point as it's not as standard like Brian Johnson was, but it got somewhat in that too, and with the which also we haven't been down the key players that we got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. We can't be like that. We gotta mix it up to get these young receivers like that we got. I mean, we do got Jahan Dotson that's not been in the season, but at the same time, we gotta call some schemes and call some right plays to get him open. He said, "Y'all, yeah, I get you, but it's not like he has not had one of the best offensive rosters in football to help him. We can't keep pointing out OCs every year. Come on now, every year is the OC. Nah, man." Nah, I'm not trying to make an excuse of how Jalen Hurts is playing. I'm not making an excuse. He do need to make decisions because a lot of like those interceptions in the end zone on a couple of the games, it was kind of he was forcing in the beginning of the season. He have those, so I understand there's no excuse with that. But what I'm saying is when you're having inconsistent coaching, that's not making it even more better. Like, you as an offensive coach, it's what you are telling your quarterback to what do and what not to do. And a lot of plays that he are throwing out there is really, it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's egging him on to do these type of forced plays down the field. Instead of doing your check downs and moving the change, you throwing out plays that having them drop back and waiting to look down the field to make bad decisions and waste time and holding on to the ball because he's not throwing out check down plays and he's not throwing out scheme plays to get Hurts in that type of rhythm and that type of motion. Like, if you're throwing out plays and you're allowing your quarterback to become that ball because he's feeling like that's what he had to do because of those the plays you're throwing out. So he's looking out, he's looking back, and he's waiting for Smitty or he's waiting for AJ Brown to get open. And now that we don't got these key players, he's looking and waiting for Jahan Dotson going down the field and getting open, and Johnny Wilson going down and get open. Like he's waiting for these receivers when they're not that type of receivers. Do your check downs with these receivers. You can't not wait till these receivers get separations. No, check down, move the change like how the Buccaneers was doing. Like, but that's what like there's no excuse because when you end those plays for Hurts, even though that Kellen Moore is inconsistent, he's throwing no plays out for as a quarterback, you gotta know, you know what, throw the ball away. You know what? I'm not gonna check. I'm gonna just do a check down, or I'm gonna try to get positive yardage. The play didn't work. We dropping back too much. You still have a level of control as a quarterback, regardless of the OC. So I get that aspect. But all I'm saying is Kellen Moore is not making it any better and easier on the quarterback for Hurts to get into that rhythm to not make these type of decisions. Like, because the play calling is like you scratch your head. Like, he'll do good but then he'll just go back to being standard. Like you be like, yo, Kellen Moore. That's why a lot of the red zones, like one of the games, I forget what was that. When we played the Falcons, I think when he did two wide receiver screen to Britton Covey, like on the goal line, at the goal line, you did a wide receiver screen on Britton Covey on the left side, didn't work. You try to mix it up or whatever. I ain't get that. We had Saquon Barkley. Why not punch it in? Then you go back down on the red zone. Then you try to do another wide receiver screen to Britton Covey again. Like, what is you doing? Like, are you playing it like, oh, well, I bet they won't expect me to do another wide receiver to Britton Covey? Like, is that how you playing the game? Like, you're not. Sometimes it's good to mix it up, and I think that's the thing is sometimes it's good to mix it up. Sometimes it's good to be creative and do all these things. But a lot of times it's good to sticking with the script. Like, you get down to that goal line, punching it, run it, pound it, get that like the usual, get that touchdown. It ain't no sense of doing too much when you get there. Like, and I think that's what Kellen Moore at certain times he start getting into, and I feel like on this Buccaneers game, I didn't see a lot of good scheme up and a lot of good for these receivers. That's not key. Like, you're supposed to dial in some plays for these type of receivers you got. You can't expect them to go in this game and throw out the same type of plays that you got mixed up for like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and all that. No, you cannot do that with these guys. They not Devontae Smith. They not AJ Brown. So you gotta scheme those. You gotta scheme these type of receivers to get their momentum going, to scheme them to get open. But I just saw a lot of dropbacks, standing dropbacks, them trying to pass it down, waiting, holding the ball too long, and getting sacked and all that. Like, bro, like he was getting pressured about 60% of the time, 60% of the times. Like, if he's getting pressured 60% of the time, let's do some run on Saquon Barkley dump off to the flat, like they was doing. Let's get him involved in the passing scheme. Let's get some type of in routes and check down plays just to get the ball to move the chains and then run the ball, get the footwork, RPOs or play action. Like a lot of this stuff to get the momentum of the game going, but it was like he didn't pass, he didn't run the ball as much like he should. Which I don't understand why they keep doing this, not running the ball on point as soon as you get out. Like they wait until like things get too late and then they want to feed Saquon. Like, nah, like run the ball, check downs. You can't expect to go out and do and look for you gotta earn to get those explosive plays. You can't expect to get explosive. He said Nick Sirianni said one time, he said, oh, it's hard to get about 11 plays on a drive. It's hard anything to get about 11 plays and this that. So for you saying that, you already know that he's still on the same mindset of trying to get explosive plays. Like, no, it's only hard on how you game plan it. Yo, move the chains, get your control the time of possession, like and that's what it is. Dolo Solo, what's good, my guy? He said, "K, you are right." Yeah, Zach, I agree with K was saying. All I was just saying is that Kellen Moore have not helped either with Hurts. But that's what I didn't even see what K even said on the second one. He said, "Look, Kellen only has worked well with Dak, and Dak had a better year last year without him. This tells you that Kellen did not make a difference. Kellen has not done anything in this league." Listen, I'm not going to debate that. That's how I feel too. I just thought when he came in, because that Green Bay, don't get me wrong, I like what he did in that Green Bay game. Like, I saw a lot of mix up. I saw a lot of because we scored points. He was doing good, but after the Green Bay game, I'm like, what is you doing, Kellen? Like, so I had high hopes for what I saw when we on that Green Bay game. Like, it just our defense was horrible. But on the offensive side, I had hopes for him. But then when it came into the Falcons and the Saints game, I'm like, dog, like what happened? So everything you're saying, I'm kind of seeing. And that's the reason why I'm saying he's not making it no better for Hurts. Like, yes, Hurts got to protect the ball. Yes, Hurts got to do a little bit more better with his decision or with his choosing and his choice and everything. Don't get me wrong. But when you're putting your quarterback in a position to continue to drop back and look downfield to try to make something out of nothing because of the plays you're throwing out, you're not helping your quarterback and you're not helping developing him. You helping him to continue to have that type of the mentality. As a coach, it's your job to develop your players. Like, but when you're not doing the right thing as a coach and you're not helping develop them, you're gonna keep him at where he is. Because Hurts have a lot of potential. He had that. We see it ins and out. But just because you have potential, don't mean your potential is gonna produce and bring out. And sometimes it's a lot of coaches that could do that and put their players in right position to advance with their potential. And I feel like these last couple of seasons, since Shane Steichen, we had him, he's been like seemed like the only coach that actually actually had Hurts in that right type of play calling scheme. Like, after that, getting Brian Johnson and Kellen Moore now, what it looks like, it's looking like that these coaches cannot develop and help Hurts when it comes to these play callings. Like, so that's how I feel. Kay also said it's official. Eagles are third in the division as of tonight. Unfortunately, that's a lot of wasted money on risk on the cap to do nothing with this. Yeah, man. I know it's still early in the year. It still is. Like, we got a bye week. Anything could happen, but as it looked like, okay, you're right. Like, as it looked, that's how it looked. It looked like a waste. We all for just another year that we was hyped about the draft and who we picked up. Like, another year we are talking about, dang, yeah, we got the most explosive offense. The nobody got the offense like the Eagles got, all hype. But then another year, like, all hype is getting smashed. Like, all hype, like it's like it's nothing. Like, so if this year don't fall out how we supposed to fall out this year again, when we go on another off season, I better not hear no hype. It better not be no hype. These guys better just play ball. Like, but I'm just hoping they prove us wrong. I'm hoping this is a hiccup in the beginning of the season, and they could turn this around, and they could actually start learning from what they are seeing. Because I'm tired of hearing all these press outs. Oh, we gotta learn. Oh, this is a learning thing. Well, learn then. Learn. You keep saying on these press conferences, oh, it's just a learning process. Oh, we gotta be better. Just all this other. Then learn. Like, it seems like you're still doing the same type of stuff each and every week. Like, so you're losing the confidence of your fans and the confidence of people of believing this. Like, and it's getting to the point I cannot debate with nobody anymore. Like, it's getting to the point every time when they say so, I just gotta be quiet. I mean, I'm gonna always be an Eagles. I'm gonna always talk my shit to a extent, but it's like, I gotta be like, man, I can't say nothing. Like, because it's right. Like, and it's crazy. Reason one has built the fan and rep of this team up. That's all that's happening there. Yeah. That just basically that's what it just seemed like. I just know, like, I speak a lot of time on this defense side, speaking mainly on the defense. I was telling before, we have great players on the defense, like, that have good potential. These young guys on this defense have very good potential. That's why we picked them up. But at the same time, they are still gonna play like inexperienced rookies. Because my biggest thing of what I say, like I was telling my man Dolo Solo, what I feel like our biggest weakness and our biggest fault on this defense side is the fact that they don't have defense IQ yet. They don't have the knowledge of defense IQ. Like, they be out of sync. They don't recognize how to pick up. They don't know where they don't trust their other players or where their other players be at. Some guys some guys picking up on the wrong player when they don't supposed to. Like, why is you picking up on that player? The safety got him. You should already know that the safety got him. He's back there. There's no need for you to be back there with him when that's not what you're supposed to be. You still are supposed to protect the flat or protect your zone, but you out of sync and you trying to jump a route, or you expecting him to torch you when you don't got to worry about him. When you should trust that it's another guy. Your trust that your safety is gonna do his job and you just do your job. And it's a lot of mismatches. It's a lot of out of sync. It's a lot of they not reading offense. They not recognize what the offense is giving them. They not sitting there expecting like, okay, he's in this type of formation. Oh, he's looking at, they are rotating. Let me pick up him. Okay, you got him. I'm gonna get him. I'm not gonna, like, it's It's none of that going on this defensive side. Why? Because they are inexperienced. They do not know how to recognize what the offense is giving them. So they are out of sync. They are picking up on the wrong players. They get in. They don't know how to footwork to the point. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell that's having a lot of breakup passes. He's are doing good. I wish he get his hands up a little bit to be able to catch some of these interceptions that we need. But shout out to him. But at the same time, it's like there be a lot of plays that he be caught off guard. So that's just I feel like our biggest part, besides the tackling, because the tackling this game was just horrible. And I thought we got better than that from the Saints game, but it looked like we just up and down on a roller coaster when it comes to this defense. And it's like, we could not, because it was a lot of time we got up there on the line to make a good tackle for less yardage or whatever, but we couldn't get the man down. We couldn't do whatever. So. Oh man, I just hope that after this bye week, after we get our guys healthy, give Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni some time to think about these offensive plays. Because like I said, I'm not necessarily looking for our defense to be all that this year. I'm just hoping they'll do enough. But I'm not looking for it. I'm not, because these inexperienced young guys, I know Reed Blankenship had 2 clutch interception that came for us, but overall, I'm not looking for them as much to be like that this year because of inexperience and how they are playing. But our offense should be good enough to complement that. Our offense should be good enough to make up for that. And I just hope that on this bye week that Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni will go to their playbook and they will understand, first, feed Saquon. Second, check downs. Stop looking for downfield plays. Stop making Hurts drop back and wait so long to look for down plays. No, check downs, move the change. That's all we need. They don't care if he taking. I don't care about who care about getting points and looking pretty of scoring a touchdown. I don't care. I probably speak for a lot of Eagles fans that say, long as we score, that's all that matters. And then also time of possession matters to the point, and that's what it is. Kate say again, rumors was that Carter did not travel with the team and was in Miami the night before the game enjoying the nightlife. Oh wow. And Dolo said, oh wow, I have to read up on that. Yeah, I gotta read up on that too. And if that's what it is, lack of focus, being consistent. And you saw when he had that phenomenal game with the Saints, he was all hype, he was all into it. That probably just led into that. These guys gotta actually want this, man. They gotta play hungry. Every game, they gotta get back to that mentality. Every game is 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And they gotta get back into that, and it shows they couldn't get pressure. They got in a little bit, but at the same time, not enough, and that is on the players playing with how they play. But I did see a lot of Vic, like I said before, Vic Fangio went back into his same old, because I saw too many four-man front, fronts. And I'm like, why did you went back to it? What worked on the Saints? Why not you kick that? Why are you going back to that and you getting scared of coverage? Why? Because what you think? Why you got nervous of Baker Mayfield? That's what it is. You got probably not so much Baker, but you got nervous of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. That's probably what it is. You was nervous of these because they are elite receivers. Don't get me wrong. Mike Evans is a dog. Chris Godwin is a dog. Don't get me wrong. And that made me wonder, did he get nervous that he want to play? All right, now I got to play soft coverage with these guys. I got to keep my guys back. And it's not working, bro. It's not working. This soft coverage that you are trying to do is not working because our defense is not prepared for that. Our secondary cannot handle the sticking with these guys and understanding these zone coverages and who to pick up on or who's not. They're not understanding this. And you're not developing them to understand this. So what we have to do is put our defensive line into position to be able to get into the quarterback to make that pressure like they did on the Saints. So 5-man, 6-man front, put more men. If he happened to get that ball out and it happened, then cool. What do you have to lose now? Because nothing ain't working. This coverage ain't working. it's not working. So why not try something that might work? Like, and stop being scared. Like, and that's how I look. Like, like put them go into a 5-man front. Put more men on that line to be able to get in there and put pressure. Like, don't be scared to come up. That we need to, if we can't coverage like we could cover that, if we can't coverage these receivers like we should, then we gotta play aggressive. If we can't play finesse, then we gotta play aggressive. Like, come up, jam these guys, like, to get our defensive linemen some time to get in there, like, because like none of those ain't looking like it's working on this defense. And then our offense, like, man, mix up these game plan, mix up some schemes. Like, you gotta scheme these receivers open. You know, don't get me wrong, Kellen Moore is not looking like Brian Johnson. I do not want to compare him, but it seemed like he got some similarities in that, and of the sum up standards of just dropping back and throwing out passes and everything. Like, like we gotta get our playmakers involved, like, in some good schemes. Like, instead of these same old passes and dropbacks, like, it's just not working. It's just not working. K said it could just be a rumor, but Carter putting out a lot of bad press, specifically being late to practice and being punished for the DC after the game before this one. Yeah, 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 yeah. I heard about that. I didn't know about the other one, but like, yeah, I don't know, man. JC gotta he gotta get back. He gotta get back in that mentality and focus, like, because he's still a good player that we need to set this tone for this pass rush. But man, like, he definitely got to get back on his head. I just want to read out some stats before I get going for anybody that didn't know what the stats at. Total passing yards, we got 114 today, 334. Rushing yards, we got 113 today, 111. So both teams was kind of identical with the rushing. Total yards was 227 today, 445. So they was gaining more. They had more time possession. They was moving the chains. They was passing. They was getting more. They had the ball more than we had it on that offense side. So that's what it was. Jalen Hurts had 18 to 30 attempts. Like, not good at all. Like, his passing yards was only 158. Baker Mayfield was 30 to 47. His passing yards were 347. He was slinging that ball. Like, why? Because our defense just wasn't they couldn't get him off the field. Saquon Barkley only 10 attempts, and 84 yards. Like, so they wasn't really feeding him that much. Irvin for their side had 10 attempts too, only 49. So they really didn't run the ball on us like that. They was just doing a lot of check downs that was giving them the edge. And that was the issue, that why we couldn't do it. Like, so that's the stats on that. Like, it's just crazy. Casey, Washington looked real. Did not see that coming. Yeah, I was speaking about Washington the other day. Like, yo, they shoot. Like, I saw on First Take they were talking about, if Washington had the chance to take the NFC East, and Stephen A was like, oh, no, they don't. No, we was going to take it. You was going to take it, and all this other. They were saying that, and in my head, I'm like, yo, to be honest, how we've been looking, I get, because we've been, most of the time, we've been the up, keeping the NFC East on top. Well, back and forth with the Cowboys, but mainly the Eagles for a lot of times. And I get that, and I get because of the players we got on our team. But just because how we look, I'm like, yo, to be honest, like, I won't hold it against if the Washington take it. Like, why? Because how they are looking. Like, that boy Jaden Daniels is balling. Like, he's doing his thing as a rookie quarterback that's coming in showing, like, yo, I could do this too. And they defense is like, look, if they do good enough. But the offense look like they are clicking with this quarterback. McLaren is look like he's showing that he's a receiver, like everybody knew he was. He just couldn't get that quarterback to show it. And like, yo, man, listen, they gonna be yo, when we play them off this bye week, we might end up being 2-3 if we don't come on our end game and we don't take Washington serious, because they look like they ball. I don't know the score yet with them with Arizona, but the last time I saw it, it was like 20-7, I believe. And it was like, yo, they are balling this year. Like, I'm more nervous of Washington and then the Cowboys. Like, and that's what it is. K, tune in later. I'm going live on the I think page. Word. Um, but yeah, man, like yeah, I'm definitely gonna be looking out for the Washington. I gotta watch their game, watch their highlights because I think we played them right after the bye week. So definitely, my boy, like my boy say he's gonna make his video. So please follow the channel, tune in to what he's gonna speak about. He's gonna give his idea and everything. I'm gonna get myself ready because I gotta be at work at 5 a.m. in the morning. This new schedule that I'm on, so I gotta prepare myself. But definitely stay tuned through the week. We're gonna come in our video. We're gonna link up. Me and him gonna collab, all that. But I appreciate you, K McDonald, for commenting. Definitely stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, follow. Like me and my boy, like Dolo Solo, we gonna do something new. We coming in instead of talking about Eagles, we about to just advance and just explore for everybody. Just come to the channel and speak on what they team or how they team doing. We just gonna expand to a lot of stuff. We just gonna open up to a lot of things, different sports and everything. So definitely doing a lot of. We gonna do a lot of great. So do not miss that. So stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel. And I much appreciate you. This your boy Hyphen Jersey. Thanks for tuning in to Hyphen Eagles. Bird game. I'm out. All right, take it easy, K. Thanks again.